Next up at UFC Vegas 74, we have Damon Blackshear taking on Luan Lacerda. Damon Blackshear?
I think it's probably Damon.
It's probably Damon. Damon, I mean, there's a
It's Damon. Come on. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you shit. I have no idea.
I actually think it is Damon, but I've been saying Damon. Whatever. And it's funny because I watch all the tape, but I just like just to like
don't listen to Bisping.
Yeah,
don't listen
to fight. Anyway, Blackshear, 12-5 overall, 3-1-1 in his last 5, and he is looking for his first UFC win. He's taking on Luan Lacerda, 12-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the decision loss to Cody Stamann, but that wasn't his UFC debut. This is another tricky fight to break down. This is one of the many fights on this card where the favorite flipped to an underdog. Just a slight favorite opening at -115, but Blackshear is now a +128 dog. And what's funny, I broke all of these fights down 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
I had very different lines than
your
today.
Your work ethic is...
I mean, you said that sarcastically, but like
no, I was very open and honest in that 2 million view video, and I hope you
literally
that.
Nobody puts in the no. You're the most entertaining person in this space. I am the hardest working person in this space, and Josh is actually
the smartest,
Josh,
probably. Honestly,
he probably works harder than I do. So maybe Josh is the hardest working person in this space. Definitely works harder than you. Anyway. Luan Lacerda is a very slick grappler. He can strike as well, but he comes forward. He's got reckless abandon, throwing punches, kicks, no real rhyme or reason, but he does have a ton of power, and then he's going to try to work in some trips, work in some single legs, get you to the ground. Once he's on the ground, this dude is an absolute savage. He's very creative. He is always looking for a submission. He's a threat pretty much everywhere, but he is reckless, and he can lose positions because he's chasing things. Now, all of a sudden, he's on his back where he was in a more dominant position. He's taking on Damon Blackshear. Damon Blackshear has had a sort of a rough go in the UFC, but he is an athletic striker. He's got impressive speed, impressive power. He can grapple as well, and we saw that in 2 different fights. Go back to a CFFC title win, and in his last fight with Farid Basharat, not Javid, Farid, the younger brother. That was a good fight. He looked really good. Yes, he lost, but he showed us how tough he is. He listened to his coaches. If you watch that breakdown, you listen to the corner commentary and all of that. They said, you need to come forward. You need to be busy because you're down in this fight. The dude went out there and did exactly that.
You know what he did in the 3rd round?
What'd he do?
He was I don't know if he was hurting him, but he was lighting him up with his hands and then shot a takedown, and the whole commentary team was destroying him for how low IQ that move was. So you're saying he listened to us? He's smart.
His coaches, they said, go out there and pour it on him, and that's what he did. And I appreciate it.
He was like lighting him up with the hands, and he just shot a nonsense takedown, didn't get it, then got reversed, and then got thrown on his back.
So he did listen to his coaches, come out more aggressive, and he is a good striker, was touching the guy up. Got it. What is shaking behind you?
Huh?
Oh, I guess it's your chin. This is like a wiggling, like here next to your head.
Oh my God, are you on shrooms?
I wish I was. Get through this a little faster. I think Damon's going to win this fight. I think he's better than his winless UFC record. He's had a couple of really tough matchups. Farid is a killer. And
Salal is a killer.
I just said Farid. But I think he's had a couple of tough matchups, and he could defend these takedowns. Luan Lacerda is not the wrestler that Farid was, and he did really well there. Lacerda is dumb dangerous, like ridiculously dangerous on his feet and on the ground, which is probably why he's the favorite. The line is widening. I got Blackshear a $20 bet. A unit for me is $100. I put 20 on him at +111. You're going to get better odds than that now, but a lot of these odds that you're seeing, a lot of the favorites that you're going to see today and going forward are larger favorites than they were just a few days ago, because the minute that Garam dropped, everybody took that money and was just hunting. Well, I got to put this somewhere. So lines just took off again out of nowhere. And Luan didn't take off, but this had a little bit of a bump yesterday as well. Jakey boy, tell me why Damon's going to win this fight.
$100? We'll just do straight up.
No, he's a +130 underdog. We're not doing straight up.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so I obviously have Lacerda in this fight. I believe in the striking. He's a better striker. He's a more powerful striker. He definitely struggled against Cody.
You think he's a better striker?
Absolutely. He's got that Muay Thai striking. He's a better striker. He struggled against Cody with Cody's elusive style, right? So he couldn't really find it. He's trying to plot forward. He's trying to corner Cody. But the way Cody fights is in, out. It's hard to really follow that guy. Where Blackshear will be a little bit more in your face. Blackshear is a guy that can strike, but he wants to grapple. He wants to be on top of people. He wants to get the back of people, and he wants to finish his fights on the ground. Against this guy, he's not the better grappler. I mean, he is not the better. Look at do you see the tattoo on this guy's shoulder? It's a black belt. It says black belt is in my blood. You think Blackshear is going to come in and out-grapple this dude? There is no chance
I don't think he's an out-grapple.
Blackshear is a grappler that can get out-grappled. He is aggressive. He can get swept. Lacerda is next level on the ground, and I believe he is the better striker as well. Definitely has more power. Can light him up with the kicks. A lot of heavy Muay Thai kicks. And I think Blackshear's in a big trouble in this fight. I think he's outclassed pretty much everywhere, honestly. So
we're definitely split here. I think Blackshear is going to be the better striker. I think he's going to be faster, more accurate. He is less volume for sure, but he's more calculated.
The combinations that Lacerda, once he found his range on Cody, and Cody kind of slowed down because some of the kicks, and obviously you slow down the fight. Some of the combinations he was landing were very, very clean. Very clean late in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's definitely a close fight. I grabbed Blackshear because he impressed me in his loss. I watched that loss. I was like, this dude doesn't stop.
I was actually there. So you went on a cruise. I was at UFC 285. Missed this fight a little bit. Actually missed the whole thing because, you got to get penthouse. It's a long elevator ride. It's a long elevator ride. Holy shit. Bet.
But he, it was similar to Brian Battle a few weeks ago, right? He's coming off a really bad loss, but it was very impressive in that loss. And Blackshear was similar. He kept coming. He made some mistakes. He's young, but Lacerda makes a ton of mistakes. He's making mistakes because he's chasing finishes, but he makes a lot of mistakes. He's very hittable. He gives up positions, but he is dumb dangerous. So anyway, I threw $20 on Daman at plus money. I'm not going to throw 120 on him. No. Don't worry. I think you and I disagree on
I thought you did well at the casino. I thought you sent a picture of a handful of chips. For some reason, that hand had fingernails, painted fingernails.
I ended up losing them all, by the way. So
that sounds like half this chat.
What?
Just losing money like crazy. All these geniuses.
Oh! I thought you meant we lost the chat.
No.
Anyway, I am going to spend the $7,500 on Blackshear in DraftKings, or at least seriously consider it.
Are we on the second fight?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be a while, and because I
literally thought that we were 10 in at this point. I looked at the clock and it said 23 minutes. Like, oh my god, let's go.
I like Blackshear $7,500. I'm assuming you love Lacerda at the 87. You think he wins by finish?
I think there's a good chance. I respect Blackshear's toughness. I believe he is a very, very well-rounded fighter, very good on the ground. I just think Lacerda's better everywhere. But yeah, I respect his toughness, so I think Lacerda can just land enough and out-grapple him enough to win a fight. So I don't necessarily see a finish.
There's only one fight on this card that has a 1.5 round line.
Yeah,
and it's
there's going to be a lot of decisions probably.
Yeah, well, and none of the unders are favorites, meaning it's all 2.5 round lines. And it's all minus money for the over. It's crazy. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be some finishes. And this could be one of those fights, but I'm not going to touch it. If you want to see the bets that we do have, we got a good amount of units going. I got a couple of parlays. You got a couple. Did you have any parlays? I don't think you have any parlays yet, but we had a couple of things going. Check it all out at wewantpicks.com. Just click become a member. And you're pretty bad at those. And unlock everything that we do for only $10 a month.